Here's a cool project that you can use in your kitchen. It's a wooden spatula for pushing stuff around in a fry pan, all made out of hard maple. It's a combination of lathe work, bandsaw work, some simple sanding. I'd say this is a high beginner, low intermediate level project. Let's jump right in. For the blank for your material, it should be hard maple, best choice for this, about 4 inches wide, 14 inches long. Take a piece that's been planed to the same thickness, and we're going to use that to establish our handle. And cut yourself some slack on this. This is a fun project, not an engineering project. So dimensionally, don't take it too seriously. Going to trace this piece end to end, end to end. And what that does is it gives us a width that's exactly the same as the thickness. 4 inches up from the end of the spatula, square across, and then use a fancy schmancy radius gauge, like this roll of masking tape. And then on this end, strike those lines down, this being the spatula end of the deal, not the handle end. And what we'll do when we get to the lathe, corner to corner, corner to corner, that'll find a center on that end. Cut this shape out on the bandsaw, head for the lathe. Relief cuts on the headstock end, so that can go on the spur center. Center on this end, so it can go on the tailstock center. We're not going to mess with the spatula end of this. We're making the handle. That's what we're doing at this step. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to turn it round. I'm going to shape it. I'm going to get it to the shape of my dreams. It's about 3/4 by 3/4 right now. A good comfortable handle size for this is somewhere between 1/2 inch and 5/8 inch in diameter. This and this is not lathe work. We're going to take care of that later. I like it. Next step, bandsaw. Here's your bandsaw layout. On the business end of this, leave about 1/8 of an inch. Then here, strike a line from that 1/8 inch point to the top corner. Next cut, we want to take the end of this at an angle about 10 degrees or so. I'm going to cut that angle and take the excess off the end here. Next step is the S word. We're going to sand, sand, sand. Now we're thinner here than here. So take care of that in the sanding step by feathering this down until the thickness across the bottom of your spatula is the same throughout. Sand these curves on a drum sander, spindle sander, and take care of this. Little hand sanding will fix that right up. And then we'll look at finishing. Combination of power tools and hand sanding, you can sand this out pretty fast. One of the things I realized as I started sanding is that in addition to this angle, it'd look nice if we had an angle going this way. So I've tapered the end of the spatula in just a little bit. I brought the tip down so it's pretty uniform in thickness all the way across. And now with hand sanding, I'm just feathering everything together. I am really happy with how that looks. Seal that up with a food safe finish. Mineral oil is a great choice. So my advice is when you're making this for yourself, cut yourself some slack. This doesn't need to be super formulaic. They don't need to all be identical. In fact, it's kind of cool when they're not all identical. It's a fun project. Treat it like a fun project and be creative. You'll be using this spatula to push stuff around in a frying pan in no time at all.